Hello everyone and welcome back. So you want to buy a new AR, or maybe you just want to build one of your own. But there are so many choices these days, where to begin? Today we're going to begin by focusing on the barrel length and the rate of twist and the ammunition selection involved. So if you have decided on a 5.56 or 223 as your preferred caliber, you probably already know that the three most popular rates of twist are going to be the 1 in 9, the 1 in 8, and the 1 in 7. And two of the more popular barrel lengths that you might choose from are the 16 and 18-inch barrels. So today we're going to be using the 16 and 18-inch barrels and the 1 in 9 and 1 in 8 twist when we do our testing. The 1 in 7 twist, we'll be saving that for an upcoming video. So one of the main concepts that I would like for you to keep in mind as we move forward is this. As the bullets slow down, they tend to destabilize. And when they destabilize, they tend to tumble sooner rather than later, especially upon impact. So basically, by going with a faster twist rate, you are essentially delaying the tumbling effect if you're using a full metal jacket. But you may be speeding up or enhancing the breaking apart of a frangible round when it hits. So today we're going to be exploring the 55 grain full metal jacket, the 62 grain green tip, which is frangible, and we're going to take a look at the 69 grain bullets and see how they all perform when we test them at 100 yards with a slower twist 1 in 9, and again with a faster twist 1 in 8, but that'll be at 200 yards. Now at some point in the video, you may even have to seriously ask yourself if you just now saw a bullet perform better at 200 yards than at 100 simply because of twist rate and barrel length. Now I have chronographed all of the ammo that we'll be using today, and I've done so off of camera. We'll start by taking a quick look at the speed and the energy numbers, and then we'll go right out into the field and we'll do some testing to see how those numbers might translate when we take them off the paper and apply them in the real world. If you like today's video, by all means, please remember to click the like button, do subscribe, and turn on that notifications icon if you haven't already done so. And as always, we're looking forward to your comments. We thank you again. And one final thought. Sometimes I say it because I'm sure, and other times I say it until I know. But regardless, I still say, the best is yet to come. Enjoy today's video, and I'll be working on the next one. Well, here are the numbers of all of the ammunition choices that we'll be testing out there today. On the PMC Bronze, which is a 223 Remington 55 grain full metal jacket, when I chronographed it from the 1 in 9 twist 16-inch barrel, I got a speed of 2908 feet per second. So that's a little bit better than what the manufacturer claim is, which is 2900. When I tested that same ammo from the 18-inch barrel, 1 in 8 twist, I got a little bit of an increase in speed, up to 2954 feet per second. So all that really means is that now, rather than a virtual dead heat, now I'm about 1.8% above the manufacturer's stated claim. When I moved into the PMC X-Tac 62 grain full metal jacket, also known as their green tip ammo, they have an advertised velocity of 2920 feet per second. Even out of that 16-inch barrel, I've got them coming in faster than that. I've got them coming in at 2965 feet per second, so they're about 1.5% above the manufacturer claim, even on that shorter barrel. When I moved into the 18-inch barrel, it went from 2965 feet per second up to 3055 feet per second. So now, rather than 1.5% better than manufacturer claim, now we are 4.6% better than the manufacturer claim for the velocity. Next up, on the 69 grain class of bullets, I tested the PPU out of the 16-inch barrel 1 in 9 twist. Manufacturer says it should have a speed of about 2854 feet per second. I found that they were doing about 2697 feet per second, so that's about 5.5% below what their claim is. Then when I went into the 18-inch barrel, I switched over to the Frontier ammunition, which is by Hornady. I went from a 69 grain bullet into a 68 grain bullet. The reason I did that is because of the ballistic coefficient difference. Take a look at the BC on that 69 grain bullet. It's .309. But on the 68 grain, you're at 0.355. Why is that significant? Well, it is significant because on a 77 grain IMI razor core, you would be at a ballistic coefficient of 0.372. You're getting awfully close to that, and you're still in a 68 grain bullet. So I made the switch right there. On that 68 grain bullet, they've got a stated velocity of 2960 feet per second. I found that they were doing 2836 feet per second. So on the one hand, that's 4.1% below what their claim is. But on the other hand, they're still 5.1% faster at the muzzle than the 69 grain bullet. Of course, they're faster because, of course it's a longer barrel. They're going to be faster. But I think some of that speed increase may be from the manufacturer using a different type of powder as well. I don't know if that's all because of a 2-inch longer barrel. I'm not sure. At any rate, when these bullets arrive, here's how we're going to start this test. The first block of clay that you see get hit will be at 100 yards. It'll be with a 55 grain full metal jacket. When that bullet arrives, it will be coming from the 16-inch barrel. It will have a velocity of 2533 feet per second at 100 yards. It will deliver 783 foot-pounds of energy. Then we're going to use that same bullet, but we're going to go out to the 200-yard mark, and we're going to use the 18-inch barrel. And when that bullet arrives, it'll have a speed of 2227 feet per second, delivering 605 foot-pounds of energy. I'm sorry, 606 foot-pounds of energy. Next up, we'll go right back to the 100-yard range, and we'll use the 1 9 twist, 16-inch barrel. We'll use the 5.56 ammo. And when that bullet arrives at 100 yards, it'll have a speed of 2659 feet per second, delivering 973 foot-pounds of energy. And then you guessed it, we'll go right back to the 200-yard range with that 18-inch barrel. And when that bullet arrives, it'll have a speed of 2452 feet per second, delivering 828 foot-pounds of energy. Right back to the 100-yard range for that 69 grain bullet. When that bullet arrives at 100 yards, it'll have a speed of 2413 feet per second, delivering 892 foot-pounds of energy. And then lastly, we'll be at the 200-yard mark once again with a 68 grain bullet this time, 18-inch barrel. And when that bullet arrives, it'll have a speed of 2338 feet per second, delivering 825 foot-pounds of energy. Now, I know that's a whole lot of numbers, and maybe it's just easier to think of this in terms of a percentage. So here we go. On the 55 grain bullet, if you wanted to just stick with your 16-inch barrel, 1 9 twist, and just move right out to 200 yards with that barrel and that twist, you would experience a 25.2% drop in foot-pounds of energy with that barrel at that distance. If you think that drop is too much, you're not alone. You can move into the 18-inch barrel. You'll still have a drop, but it's only 22.6% rather than 25.2%. Next up on the 1 9 twist 16-inch barrel, if you wanted to just simply stay with that same carbine and move it out to 200 yards, you would experience a drop of 20.3% on your energy number. Or you could be in the 18-inch barrel, and rather than dropping by 20.3% in your energy, you would have a 14.9% drop in energy. So you can really see the difference there. Lastly, on the 68 and 69 grain bullets, if you wanted to stay with that 69 grain bullet and stay with that same 16-inch barrel 1 9 twist at 200 yards, you would have a 20.8%. So let's just call that 21% drop in energy for easy math. But if you make the switch into the 68 grain bullet and you go into that 1 8 twist 18-inch barrel, rather than having a 20.8% drop, now you only have a 7.5% drop in foot-pounds of energy. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay, distance 100 yards, using a 223 55 grain full metal jacket, PMC bronze.
Walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit at a distance of 100 yards with a 223, using a 55 grain full metal jacket, PMC bronze. It looks like it was probably pretty close to a dead center hit. It certainly lifted the clay off of the target. It looks like this would be the bottom part of the clay right there. That was the part that was facing the basket, facing the crate, that is. And let's see what happened underneath of it here. Looks like it put a pretty good sized cavity on it. Can fit my hand in the cavity, it would appear. The water jug that was behind, that was first in line, this is what it looks like now. So some pretty good hydrostatic damage on that first water jug right behind the clay. The second water jug in line also absorbed some damage. Let me see if there's any bullet fragment in this guy. It does not really appear that there is. And then the third water jug back looks like he absorbed some damage also. And I have a feeling that we're going to find some type of bullet remnant in here. Yeah, there's definitely some part of the bullet in there right now. We do not have any exit on that third water jug. We'll be shooting at this 25-pound block of clay, distance 200 yards, with a 223, using a 55 grain full metal jacket, PMC bronze. Walking up right now to the 25-pound block of clay that was just hit at a distance of 200 yards with a 223, 55 grain full metal jacket, PMC bronze. It would appear that we connected somewhere on the orange target anyway. Let's pull this off of there and see what we have left. So there's your entrance. It definitely went through two water jugs. The first water jug in line, right behind the clay, pretty well hammered there. The second water jug in line that was behind the clay, also not in good shape at this point. The third water jug right here, it looks like the bullet was tumbling when it went in there, and it did come out the back, so we will not be able to recover anything in there today, I don't think. Nothing in there. And then here is the exit itself on the block of clay. We'll see if we can get you a better angle on that in a moment. All right, let's see if we can get you a better angle on that exit side on the 25-pound block of clay. Here it is right here. Here it is in relationship to my hand. So maybe about 2 inches in diameter on the exit. We get some light in this situation. Maybe that'll help. We get some light in there. It looks like probably around the 2.5 to 3 inch mark deep is when that bullet started to tumble and that wound channel started to expand. A little better angle there. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay at a distance of 100 yards with a 5.56 using the 62 grain full metal jacket, PMC X-Tac. Walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that just got hit at a distance of 100 yards with a 5.56 using the 62 grain full metal jacket PMC X-Tac. It would appear that we connected pretty much dead center, and that's what it looks like on the front end right there. So there's the entrance side. You can see the energy that tried to get out the sides. And on the back side, that is what the back of it looks like right there. The water jug that was first in line behind the clay, that's what happened there. This second water jug in line looks like it did get hit. Let's see if the bullet went inside or not. We've got a little bit of shrapnel inside of there, a little bit of jacket. It looks like nothing went out of the back side though. We'll be shooting at this 25-pound block of clay from a distance of 200 yards with a 5.56 using the 62 grain PMC X-Tac. Walking up right now to the 25-pound block of clay that was just hit at a distance of 200 yards with a 5.56 using the 62 grain PMC X-Tac. Looks like we connected somewhere on the orange paper, so that's a good sign. Looks like we hit him probably right about there. Let's pull this off and see what we have. So there's your entrance hole right there. And on the back side, here's what we're looking at on the exit. Let's see if I can tip this up a little bit for you, get you some lighting in there. So there is your exit side right there. So it would appear that the bullet went in about 1.5 inches deep and then really started to open up at that point. Remember, that is a frangible round, and there's living proof of it right there. That's in relationship to my hand. Can easily, so let's just set this down. Can easily set my hand in there, and then on the water jug that was behind it, here's the water jug that was behind it. That was blowing up pretty good. The second water jug in line looks to be unharmed. The rest of them look to be unharmed. And on the bottom of the clay, not too much indentation on the bottom. What you're looking at now is just simply the exit side of that 25-pound block of clay that was hit from 200 yards with a 5.56 62 grain PMC X-Tac. You can see in relationship to my hand the size of it. You can see that it went in probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep before that bullet just came apart and really opened up. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay, distance 100 yards, using a .223 with a 69 grain match grade hollow point by PPU. Walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit at a distance of 100 yards with a .223 using a 69 grain match grade hollow point from PPU. I think that my shot placement was a little bit high to the right, so it wasn't exactly perfect. But don't tell that to the 10-pound block of clay. I think it was perfect enough for him. The bullet seemed to go right through him and went into the first water jug right behind the block of clay. We'll look at that in a moment. The second water jug of mine and all the others are unharmed. The block of clay itself, let's see if we can just put this back up here. So it looks like it got hit a little bit off to the right hand side, but the face of it really got pushed out. You can see what happened to the rest of it there. The target itself that was on it, yeah, the target was unharmed, so I was probably a little high to the right on that one. As we look at the water jug that was hit, what do you see there? How convenient. We see what's left of the 69 grain hollow point right there. Let's pull that out. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 grains worth. I'll weigh that when I get home and find out. Let me see if there's anything else in there for you. It does not appear that there's anything else in there other than a clump of clay. So it looks like a clump of clay was pushed into the water jug as well. But as far as bullet fragments or anything like that, as far as bullet fragments go, this is all we have left. We'll be shooting at this 25-pound block of clay from a distance of 200 yards with a .223 using a 68 grain hollow point from Frontier. Walking up right now to the 25-pound block of clay that was just hit at a distance of 200 yards with a .223 using a 68 grain hollow point from Frontier, which is really a Hornady bullet. It looks like we may have hit him somewhere on this orange sticker. We'll take a look at the orange sticker first. I believe I hit him just a little bit on the high side, but at 200 yards we'll take it. Here's what you have left over. Can fit my hand in there pretty nicely. It looks like the bullet did pass through right there. The first water jug definitely has received some damage. It looks like there was an entry right about there, or at least hydrostatic damage right there, one of the two. More hydrostatic damage on the back side of it. Water jug number 2 unharmed. All of the rest of the water jugs seem to be unharmed. Let's put this water jug number 1 right back up here. When we look inside of him, there's no bullet or bullet fragments left to be found. So that bullet, who knows, it either went out the back that way or it's down there in the mud somewhere. Your guess is as good as mine. Here's your exit side on that block of clay. And here's what it looks like from the top side. And from the other angle, you can see how it blew the face out of it also. Let's see what we have for the bottom side on this. Some indentation on the bottom. Looks like there was some downward pressure as well.